Upping the ante in terms of the new wave of professionalism in the Parker NZ V8 touring cars is Auckland's Team Ballistic. Team co-owners and drivers David Parsons and Ash Hall have turned up this year with one of the best-looking operations in the business, with 2 BA Falcons and a stunning new transporter.
Yeah, well, I guess Ashley and I put our toe in the water with it last year, and found that it was something that we wanted to take to the next level. Yeah. And with a bit of support from some of the people that were on the team last year, we decided that we would see if we could put a project together which would allow us to build the transporter. What you see there behind us today is something pretty special. We're very, very proud of it, and I think as everyone in the comments that we're getting from other teams, it's definitely lifted the level for the V8 touring cars in New Zealand.
I mean, it's almost like you're trying to out-Aussie the Aussie supercars, you know?
Well, interestingly enough, yesterday we had the TKR, David John, come through the trailer, and that's exactly what he said. He said he'd struggle to find anything as good in Australia. So with that, we were both pretty happy with that.
Stunning off the track, the Ballistic team hopes to be noticed on the circuit as well.
Our expectation is we'd love to be 15 going forward. Yeah. That's yet to be seen. We've aligned ourselves with Peterson Motorsport. They've done all the work on our cars this year. There's no question about it. Our cars are good. They're competitive. I think it's only up to Ashley and I now. I don't think there's any excuses. We've just got to get out there, continue to learn, and that's what it's all about, track time and learning. Yeah. And hopefully we're going to be competitive.
Heading out now for race 3 of the Parker NZ V8s here at Timaru, and this one, of course, a very, very interesting race, a reverse top 10 start based on the finishing positions from the two races of the day and the points accumulated.
And this is the one the crowd ran for. Action for plenty for sure. When these top 10 reverse 10th through to 1st, will be all on.
Dean Perkins on board with him. He's starting 11th, so got quite a bit of work ahead of him. And this is David Parsons, who will be starting around about 20th place.
Yes, all the work to be done up in front.
Warming the tyres as they go down the back straight. So who is the lucky man on pole? Adam Brook in his Ford Falcon alongside Mark Pedersen, then Brady Kennett and Andrew Anderson on row 2.
Row 3 of the grid, Paul Pedersen in his Ford Falcon, alongside him Wade Henshaw on his Commodore, and in behind them the 2 Commodores of Nick Ross and Angus Fogg.
In 9th place is Andy Booth in the second TKR car, alongside Kane Scott, the double race winner. Then it's Dean Perkins 11th and Michael Tom 12th.
Mid-pack now, we've got 13th Dale Lambert, alongside him Rob Lewis in his Commodore. 15th Aaron Harris, alongside him 16th Michael Shepherd.
Getting ready for the start then, Adam Brook. Let's see how he can take the pressure. Showed some promising signs, and someone way off the edge of the track on the right there. Back in the pack just a little, and a bit of a lock up there from Mark Pedersen as he goes into the first corner. The usuals, someone's gone around, that's Andy Anderson. Must have copped a bit of a hit, I think, because he went spearing off onto the infield. Now let's see who else is going to get caught up. Well, looks like they all got through apart from him.
Not a bad start considering it, but the push from the back, Andrew Anderson just got a tap in the tail. It was enough to put him off the track.
Mark Pedersen in second behind Adam Brook. Then third place is Brady Kennett in the other Falcon. This is on board with David Parsons, well down the back of the field. Bit of a lock up ahead of him there.
Just passing Clark Proctor there. He's obviously got a problem.
Ooh, someone really cutting that corner, riding the curbs as they take the left-hander off the straight. Look at Mark Pedersen gather himself through the loop and charge on down there.
Back to the start again with Michael Tom. Bit of a shove up the back there. This is just in front of him's Kane Scott. Now, this is an opportunity to just see what it's like back in 10th place.
Yeah, Kane Scott wouldn't be liking this as much as being out front, that's for sure. There goes Andrew Anderson off on the infield in the E-frame Commodore. But look how busy it is. Now on board with David Thexton, starting back in the mid-teens somewhere. Ooh, around the outside. Andrew Fawcett outside of him, just ahead, Slim Templeman.
They're all getting a little battle weary. Oh, no, here comes Hayden
McKenzie just barges on through. Thank you. I'll be through here. Adam Brook holding off Mark Pedersen. Pedersen diving each side, trying to find a way through, trying to bully him, really, I guess.
Mark Pedersen will be looking. He's looking a bit desperate there to try and get through and try and bridge a gap because he knows these guys from the back will be coming at him. And again, from Mark's point of view, he needs some points.
Look at the slow. Oh, there goes Adam Brook, the race leader. He's gone. I don't know whether he had an assist or not, but he's just lost it, it looks like, going through the loop onto the back straight.
It just looks like he got on the power too early. Let's look at it again from here.
Wade Henshaw's point of view. Yes, he's just gone on his own. He actually already had been passed and then just lost it out of second place.
Just a bit over anxious.
Well, Mark Pedersen really put the pressure on him, that's for sure. And sight unseen had got past him in the United Video Falcon and now leads the race.
Now, Mark's got the easy road of it here. He'll be wanting to just pull a gap and hopefully just consolidate.
Oh, busy back here. Someone's gone around this view from Paul Pedersen, and it's Nick Ross in the 777 TKR car.
On board with Michael Tom here. Let's just see what happens. It's Templeman.
Templeman into Andrew Fawcett, who, of course, was caught up in that Paul Manuel crash earlier. And another onboard view looking back from David Thexton as Andy Anderson comes past. Thexton gets right off on the dirt. Oh, and that's why cars off everywhere. What is mayhem in this stage of the race?
Hard to keep up with the action. But up front, Mark Pedersen seems to be doing it quite easily here. Wade Henshaw in second place, followed by Brady Kennett and Angus Fogg.
Yes, Foggy really putting the pressure on Kennett, trying to get up there and get past him and get in pursuit of our race leader, but so far, no chance.
Angus Fogg looks like he's the biggest mover so far, being back, I think, about 7th on the grid, so he's moved up quite well to start with.
Out front, though, Mark Pedersen got a good break at the moment. On second place, Wade Henshaw in the number 28 Mike Perro car.
Yes, Wade Henshaw will be definitely wanting to get that result. He hasn't had a win, I think, at all last season, so he'll be looking for a big one.
Getting a little loose there, quite tail happy as he goes through the loop. But Brady Kennett, you get the feeling he's definitely holding up Angus Fogg.
Yeah, second season in the V8 Tours after a single-seater career, and he's starting to look quite good.
Former New Zealand Grand Prix winner as well, Brady Kennett. So he has been around for a while and seems to be settling in quite nicely now in the V8 touring cars.
Well, these boys are really starting to try. The cars are moving around all over the place. I just see there Wade Henshaw really working hard to bridge that gap.
Well, Kennett really working hard as well, holding off the formidable Angus Fogg, much experienced in so many forms of racing and really putting all his experience, bringing it to bear here on the back bumper of the NZ car.
Of the front runners from the previous race, Andy Booth coming through. I don't know where Kane Scott is. I can't see him in the line up there.
Just a little further back, I think that's Rob Lewis tucked in behind Dean Perkins. So he's having a good run in this race as well. And I think that's what we're seeing is that they're so even, these cars and these drivers, that in the reverse grid race, it's very, very difficult for someone to make up a lot of ground. Even someone who's got the race pace today of Kane Scott.
That's the layout of the track. Here we go with Wade Henshaw. Down the inside of Mark Pedersen. Great move. Well, he pulled it. Oh, yes, he pulled it off. Well done.
Nice move at the hairpin. That's great. Wade Henshaw moving through. He scored a win here last year, in fact, and reckoned this. In fact, Mark Pedersen's in trouble.
Yes, the OT7 car into pit lane.
Back at Levels Raceway, we're partway through race 3 for the V8 touring cars. Out front of the race, Wade Henshaw taken over the lead after Mark Pedersen pulled into pit lane.
Meanwhile, on board with Dean Perkins, fierce study of concentration as he takes a quick look in his rear vision mirror.
Yes, he's got reason to do that because Kane Scott, who's already won 2 races today, looming up behind him in this big fight. Dale Lambert at the back of it. Rob Lewis, who Scott's fought his way past, and just behind him, Paul Pedersen in the Caltex Haviline car.
This is just an idea of how close it is in this mid-pack.
On board with Perkins now, and Scott's got right up with him, trying down the inside. No, he thinks better of it. Looks down the other side. What a view.
Yes, that big rear wing on the back of the Falcon helps that downforce. He'll be needing every bit of that down the end of the main straight.
Well, Kane Scott gathering himself, trying to move up another place. He's already had a good day. There's the gap from the leader. That's Wade Henshaw. Back to Brady Kennett in second. Still fighting off. Angus Fogg hasn't been able to find a way by. Then it's Andy Booth in the next spot. Then the fight we're just looking at, led by Perkins. Look at that.
Angus took a look down there. Then he doesn't want that gap to get any bigger between him and Henshaw.
He's got him. What a great move. He really fainted in there, then was really hard on the brakes. You saw the smoke come off the tyres. What a great move.
That comes from experience from that mini racing days, I think.
So Fogg up to second place. Kennett moved back to third and now taking the pressure from Booth as well.
These cars are starting to get a little bit worn and tired after a long day's racing. Wayne Henshaw still leads them out front. He's in the racing line doing it very easy at the moment.
Yes, looking back, riding the curbs there. That is Booth. Using everything he can to try to get himself up there. Tries to pull alongside the Falcon. That's not going to work. But wait for him to try an inside move. But I think Kennett will be awake to all of those tricks.
Yes, the parity in these cars are starting to show here. I mean, there really isn't anything between them. And this is what makes this class so great to watch.
Yes, I'm not too sure that all the Ford guys would totally agree with you here at Timaru, because, of course, they have had a bit of a struggle here today against the Holdens. Sure, one of them's running third at the moment, but this guy, Wade Henshaw, showing the way out front, that's for sure.
Yes, he'll be making the series sponsors proud, and I think that the hometown fans will be enjoying this.
Well, not just the, big lock up there from one of those two. Couldn't tell whether it was Kennett or Booth as they dived into the S's. But yes, you were just talking about Wade Henshaw. He's the guy who builds the Mike Pirro cars, builds the motors for them as well, does all the prep work. Looks like he's worn himself ragged getting these cars in really good shape this year after having a pretty poor season last year.
This will be due reward for him too. I mean, as I said, it's been a tough year for him last year. He's come back strong. The cars are immaculately presented, and I mean, he's doing it on the track right now.
Yes, Wade will have been looking forward to this moment. Hasn't had a good race win for quite some time. Don't know how far you've got to go back through last year, but had a big accident, had some ill health last year. Ooh, touching there. This is between Andy Booth in the 021 car and Brady Kennett in that Ford Falcon that's proving to be a bit of an obstacle to these guys. Just cannot find their way by.
No, Andy Booth's had a great weekend here. I mean, he's really shown maturity in the way he's driven. He's kept his nose clean and really stayed out of trouble.
Here's Dean Perkins. He's 2 cars behind Brady Kennett at the moment. He too will be trying to figure out some way to get past these guys, because he's got Kane Scott well and truly breathing down his neck right now.
And breathing down Kane Scott's neck is Paul Pedersen. He's right on his case. Here we go from in-car with him. Out wide, get the power down and drive it all the way down the back straight. Has he got enough to get alongside?
Doesn't look like it, eh?
Oh! There we go. Dale Lambert getting pushed wide there, I think, by Rob Lewis.
Yes, that is Rob Lewis. So a bit of another battle going on between those guys. And Lambert goes on by, but looks like Lewis trying to find his way back inside him. That's a brave move. Oh, contact.
It's going to end. Oh, no.
How fraught is that, I tell you. Oh, and Lambert's coming back at him. A bang on the back, and he's turning him around. Whoa, and cops a kid in the side as well. A bit of tit for tat there. This view from Michael Tom's Hydrolink car as he sees Rob Lewis resume the scene after that crash.
Bit of dogfighting going on there for sure.
Out front, Wade Henshaw, second place, Angus Fogg. Now the gaps are opening up. Brady Kennett holding back this big freight train of cars behind him. First, Andy Booth, then Dean Perkins, then Kane Scott and Paul Pedersen on the back of it.
Yes, Brady Kennett really earning his position here in the reverse grid, holding his line and doing a great job.
Yep, he doesn't have to give way to the guys behind, that's for sure. He's there as of right, and he's kept that place from the pressure from Andy Booth in particular with Perk. Oh, and here comes Booth down the inside. We saw that led to tears a moment ago. Not about to happen again. Booth thinks better of it.
And this is the section of the track where just holding your racing line will make it almost impossible for the person behind to get past.
Of course, tyres getting used up at this point of the race, and the brakes as well. So there is an opportunity that could present itself as you get a little bit ragged, I would think.
Yeah, the racing has been, I mean, it's all day. This is the third race, but it's been close all the way through, and it's just great to see it so close right down to the wire.
Booth looking like he's gathering himself here as Wade Henshaw comes through the S's. There's one of the lap cars. That's Clark Proctor, I think. And Booth trying to find some way by, but still, now he has to worry, of course, about the pressure from behind because Perkins looking for the same opportunity on him.
Yes, some of these guys are running out of ideas of how to get past. They're just hoping that the person in front makes a mistake.
At the moment, the person in front's made none. That's Wade Henshaw. Second place, Angus Fogg. Here's the view from Paul Pedersen at the back of that freight train. One of the cars pulling out of the way. That's just lap traffic, I think. So he works the left-hander off the back straight.
Dale Lambert back on the track after his excursion earlier. And behind him, Michael Wallace. Fighting for around 8th place, I think.
That's right, and tucked on the back of them, Michael Shepherd, who actually gave up his car to his teammate Paul Pedersen in the second race, we've discovered. A problem with Paul Pedersen's car back in action now, okay, but a big gesture from the young guy to hand the car over to the team leader.
Yes, Dale Lambert versus Michael Wallace. Battle continues here. Here comes Wallace. Oh, no, looks like Lambert's is slowing for some reason. Maybe stop-go penalty.
Yes, could be after the incident earlier. Safety car out on the track. The Mazda RX-8 looking for the race leader to come through. There's Dale Lambert. The word is it was a stop-go penalty. There's the reason for the safety car to come out. That is Hayden McKenzie's car's gone in heavily into the barriers by the look of it.
Again, newcomer for the series, Hayden McKenzie. He'll be
safety cars missed the race leader. In fact, it looked like the race leader nearly drove into him.
Now, listen, Wade will have to be wise to this because if he carries on at race pace, he'll lose a lap. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here.
So the safety car now sitting in front of Angus Fogg as they go down the back straight. Wade Henshaw will be looking in the rear vision mirrors and hopefully see the flashing light of the safety car. Yes, he slowed right down. So Henshaw alert to it, that's for sure. He does not want to lose this race based on a bit of a mix-up at this point in time.
Well, that's lucky that that's happened because that could have created a logistical nightmare for the organisers here.
He's waved the safety car past. I haven't seen that happen before, but now we're all sorted.
Well, the order's where it should be.
Exactly right. Wade Henshaw in the lead of the race. Angus Fogg in second. Brady Kennett has hung on to that third place ahead of Andy Booth, then Dean Perkins, Kane Scott. And the chances are this race may end that way because safety car is out and it's lap 16. So the race is almost run. This is going to end with a bit of a whimper possibly, but it ends a fantastic day's racing with the V8s. Looks like he is coming around to take the checkered flag.
Yes, that'll be a celebrated win for Wade, even though it's only finished under safety. Still, well-earned win for Wade Henshaw.
And that's the way it finishes here at Timaru. The third race of the day was very exciting. The earlier parts just ends with under a safety car. But look at Wade Henshaw. He is a very excited man.
Yes, the hard work's paid off and he'll be celebrating tonight. Here's Angus Fogg. Looks like he's got a problem right at the end of the race. Maybe a puncture.
How lucky is that? He's got, yeah, I'd say a puncture, but he did cross the finish line, so he should be fine.
Oh, here comes the pit crew. Yes, they've come to the rescue. Yes, definitely Angus Fogg's finished with it on a high note, even if it was with a puncture.
And there's the Hayden McKenzie car, the cause of that safety car period right at the end of the race.
Wade Henshaw, exactly the way you wanted to finish the day.
Absolutely. It's been a couple of years since I won a race, especially in this. We've had a bad run lately. I've got the monkey off my back and we're ready for a good year, really. It's hard work. Hard work.
We had a real job to get past Brady, who was driving very well. And then I got a flat tyre the lap before the safety car came out. So thank goodness for the safety car, I was able to finish at a slow pace and finish second, Tom Rapp.
Yeah, you just got to make the most of it. There's a few desperates out there, but you just sort of try and pick and choose, and hopefully you're at the finish.
I think Brady's the owner of the widest Ford Falcon in the country at the moment, but good on him, he defended really well, and my brake pedal was going to the floor in the last third of the race, so I wasn't really in a position to make any lunges, so I thought I'd just try and maintain position.
Lots and lots of problems everywhere. Problems with the traffic, problems without the traffic, really. These cars are hard work to get around out there, and yeah, as I said, we've had a lot of fun doing it.
Mark, you got into the lead early on, then you slowed.
Yeah, it's unfortunate what happens. We actually haven't been feeling well all weekend. We picked some kind of virus up, which they can't describe what it is yet, but we're meant to be in hospital getting some tests done, and we started the race off with a hiss and a roar, and then the more and more laps coming, the more fatigue we got, to the point where it was probably safe for everybody, including myself and the team, that we actually stopped.
So Wade Henshaw takes out this last race of the day here at Timaru. Angus Fogg in second place, then Brady Kennett, Andy Booth, Dean Perkins and Kane Scott.
In seventh, we've got Paul Pedersen, followed by Michael Wallace, Michael Shepherd, Aaron Harris, Michael Tom, and then Rob Lewis in 12th.
There was more big news after the race with Kane Scott excluded from the results for an illegal clutch. He was up to third, so that's moved Henshaw now into third place ahead of Perkins, Ross and Pedersen.
Brady Kennett comes in seventh place with Andrew Anderson, Michael Tom, Paul Manuel, Adam Brook and Kane Scott, having lost his points, now back into 12th.